Hi everyone, this is Johnnyonoes, and I've gotten a lot of different requests to show off my OBS settings from multiple people on my stream and on the Discord server. I know a lot of you want to do some recording or streaming yourself, so I thought I'd show off my settings. So first things first is you really need to make separate profiles for both streaming and your making videos. Mostly because of the fact that you can't separate this setting here, which is in settings and then video. Now, if your computer's strong enough, you could easily stream at 1920 by 1080. But my machine, my CPU is a little bit on the slower side. It's only an i5. It's like 6 years old. I don't have a really beefy rig. I mean, it plays what I need to play. But you need to understand that you're basically adding another 20% CPU on top of your game when you run OBS. So, and that really depends on the settings that you put into the output area here. But the main reason that I have two profiles is because I like to be able to create videos at 1080 and then stream it at 720 at 45 frames per second instead of 60. This allows me to play games like GTA 5 and some of the more heavy hitting games without slowing down my stream or losing stream data or creating buffering for the people that are watching it. So in the output settings here, I have streaming here set up, but after some issues with some games slowing down, I made myself that second profile that I talked about. So I've got my recording path set to my second disc. So I'm playing my games on one disc and I'm recording on another. So that helps out with speeds. I've got a recording format as MP4, audio track is 1. Now I'd set up this for multiple if I had maybe multiple microphones. Maybe my kid or my wife might want to join one of my streams, and then I'll set that up. And then the encoder's at X264, and then my rescale output I don't even have selected. I do all the settings in the video thing here. I use CBR. I put in some obscene bitrate because you don't really need that for making videos. And the keyframe intervals is at 0. My CPU usage preset is ultra fast. Like I said, my CPU isn't the best in the world, so I tend to pick the highest. So you want to go ultra fast. That will give you the most compression the fastest possible. If you're not careful, this could look really terrible if you have it too high, but it seems to be working pretty well. My profile is set to high, and I don't have any tuning here. I also have the X264 options, CRF equals 20. This makes it so that the files are a lot smaller. Like the lower you go, the higher the file size, the less compression there is going on. So I like to keep my file sizes as small as possible so that it doesn't take me days to upload to YouTube. And in my audio settings, I have at 320. For each one. Not that I use all of them, but 320 is my audio bit rate. In my audio settings, I've got 44.1 kilohertz. Yeah. And then I've got stereo, then the speakers, and then here's my microphone. And that's really the audio piece. And then I've already showed the video, which is for my recording, I do 1080 at 60 with Langstros. Anyways, the biggest sampling for the downscale filter. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's for recording. Now let's go ahead and I'll show you streaming. Here are my settings for my streaming profile. The settings, then go to output. So I've got encoders 264, and then my bit rate's at 4500. Now, this is really important because even though your upload speed might be strong, you don't want your bitrate to be too high because of the fact that if it's too high, that it actually affects some of your viewers' ability to buffer your stream properly. I can take up to like, I think 9,000 without there being buffering for someone that has a really good internet connection. But for most folks, especially folks that are watching on their phone or their tablet, or maybe they're on a terrible internet connection, you want to be able to just go down to 4,500 bit rate. At least that's what I use for YouTube. I think I use 3,500 for Twitch, but 4,500 seems to work just fine for most people. Every so often I'll get some buffering, but nowhere near as much as when I had like 9,000 or 8,000 bit rate. I put keyframe intervals at 2. my CPU preset is at super fast because I like to have better compression rates. So it does take up a little bit more CPU, but uh, as long as I keep things at the right levels, it shouldn't buffer anymore. And I'll tell you right now, like the biggest things to change are the bit rates, keyframe intervals, your CPU usage presets, as well as your CRF level. All four of these you need to compare with how much CPU you have left after your streaming and after you have a game started. If you're at 100% CPU usage, then you're not going to be streaming. It's going to stop. It's going to basically slow down to a halt where people are going to have to buffer for a long time, and it won't work as well as you help it to be. So, but super fast, better compression, profile's high, and then a CRF is equal 20 again. Audio is the same as when I'm doing recording, so 320. As audio is the same as earlier. For video, it's different. Because of my CPU issues, I've had to lower this to 720, and then I still have the best scaling. And then I've lowered the frames per second to 45. Now, 45 is an okay number. Obviously, you won't see the difference unless you're playing a game like Grand Theft Auto or you're playing CSGO. You know, those games that take a lot more frames and there's a lot more going on, things are moving a lot faster. But for a majority of my games, I don't need it to be 60 frames per second. But as soon as I get an upgrade on my computer, this is definitely something I'm going to tweak when I get that. All right, folks, so that's the basic of my video of showing off what my settings are in OBS. Hopefully this is helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. Like I said, I'm not the most technical of people when it comes to OBS. I'm more of a troubleshooter or a trial and error type guy rather than someone that's really technically going into this and you know, understanding exactly what a key interval is and all that good stuff. But hopefully this helps out, and if you need any more help, please leave a comment below or hit me up on my Discord server. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next episode.